Boom. And we are live, and Caitlin's with us from Patterson. Okay, guys, we're warming up. And Becca and Kyle are with us. So just pivoting on the balls of your feet. Allowing those arms to swing. Oops. And now we're coming into our chops. Big inhales as we reach up. Nice exhale, chopping down. I didn't even tell Shauna this, but I guess I'm on a radio program this morning at 11. It's called Vibrant Living Radio Network. I'm a guest with a Dr. Norm Sheely, who apparently is pretty well known. He's 88, still practicing. I have no idea what we were talking about. The host was funny, Glenn Brooks. Okay, we're taking a wide-ish stance, wider stance, leaning side to side. Apparently the doctor was the creator of TENS, T-E-N-S. You might know it from going to a physical therapist's office where they hook you up to a device that sends electrical currents through your body. Interesting. Okay, now we got feet closer together. We're hinging at the hips, getting into those hamstrings. We're talking a lot about autogenics, which I'm not sure I can articulate for you, but it's repeating phrases that help calm you down.
I was thinking of autogenic inhibition.
All right, cross crawl, knee to opposite elbow, but doctor's belief is if you do this every day, I think he said 18 minutes a day. That sounds like a lot. He's been doing it for 50 years. No. Yes, 50 years.
It's like a mantra.
Yeah, kind of.
It's like TM.
Yeah, a little bit. Optional hop. We are going to make that video about using optional resistance to increase the intensity of your beast workouts. We will get it done. Gentle bounces now, very light on your feet. Super soft landings. Alternating feet, low jog. Feet are barely leaving the ground. And then we'll get the heels coming up. Working the backs of the legs. And we'll get those knees coming up, working the front of the hips. Excellent, guys. And we're going fast feet. So feet a little wider, you're on hot coals, firing up your whole nervous system. As soon as the foot lands, it's back up for 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. All right. We are going to take it down to the ground. New workout. We're going to start from our back with Criss Cross. So, Criss Cross, you can cup your ears, gently support your head. Both legs are off the ground. One leg is straight, one knee is bent. And we're going to twist towards the bent knee. Eva's with us and PA. Exhale as you twist across. We like to take it very slowly and not really think about bringing the elbow to the knee. That can be a distraction. Just work that diagonal. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, swimmers from our belly. Lifting arm and opposite leg and simultaneously reaching forward with the arm, reaching back with the leg, neck aligned with spine. So you're working all those muscles of the back and the glute, the back of the shoulder simultaneously. That's number 2. Number 3, we have not done in a very long time, and it is optional. Now, it's a variation of a burpee. Typically, feet are going to be wider, and it's a move from wrestling. It's called a sprawl. So the idea is to get the hands down, kick the feet back, but instead of them being parallel and close together, they're wide. So it allows you to get a little lower and potentially lift your head and back higher when you're on the ground. And it's done, you may see this in MMA, when an opponent is diving in towards your legs. You want to get your legs out of the way, and you don't want them to go straight back because that's too easy to grab them, so they go wide. If it doesn't feel good, if it's too intense, you can stick with a regular burpee, or you could step back with one foot, then the other, then bring your hips down, and then walk it forward. Okay. You'll see a lot of videos of sprawls on the web. Some of them are quite aggressive and hilarious. All right, that's number 3. Number 4 is a lateral panther crawl. So we are on hands and balls of feet, shins parallel to the ground, and we're going to take it sideways. So we move the hand, then we move the foot. When you hit the end of your space, you take it the other direction. Your torso is parallel to the ground. Your neck is with your spine. That's number 4. Number 5, forward lunge with rotation, optional extra resistance. Here's one where a band could be very useful, or a medicine ball. Shauna's got some tubing hooked up to the bar on the wall. We step forward and we twist toward the front leg. By the way, making a move more challenging doesn't always have to involve weight or bands. It could involve an unstable surface. I think during the break we'll show you that. We'll show you the AirX pad. Okay, that's number 5. Number 6, push-up jacks. They're going to start with feet apart. So we're in plank with feet apart. We're going to jump the feet together as we descend. So feet come together, we lower ourselves, and then we bring those feet back apart as we come up to the starting position. Now, if that's not in the cards for you today, stick with either a regular push-up from the toes or a knee push-up. You decide where you're at. Okay, that's number 6. Number 7, one arm overhead squat. So we have a unilateral exercise. We're going to start with the right arm up. Right arm will stay up. Optional resistance. Shauna's got a dumbbell. That arm stays straight. It's the right arm. And we're going to drop into our squat. Hips go back, knees bend, ankles flex. We keep that arm elevated the whole set. Next time we do it, we'll do the left arm. Okay, guys, that's number 7. And finally, number 8 is a plank with reaches. So you may want to go wide base because we want to keep our hips level. You're going to be reaching forward, side, and rear with one arm. Reset, forward, side, rear with the other arm. Okay, so some tough moves today. 2 rounds, 45 seconds per set. 2 sets of each per round, 32 sets total, starting with Criss Cross. Round 1. Now we have a little maintenance fellow coming right now, so just get set, guys. You've got, you're on your back. Criss Cross is number 1. I'll jump in. Okay, guys, we got Criss Cross in 3, 2, 1, and go. So, working the diagonal. "20 seconds. Down to 10. Three, 2, 1, and recover. Nice job, you guys. We're flipping over to our belly for swimmers. First set, lifting arm and opposite leg in 3, 2, 1, and go. So this is also working the diagonal, but just in a slightly different way. Of course, this is now the posterior, the back of the body that we're focusing on. But you do want to sync up the arm and leg movements. Neck stays with spine. 10 seconds to go. Three, 2, 1, and recover. Excellent, guys. We're going to flip over to our back. Second set of Criss Cross. Sorry for the additional noise here. 3, 2, 1, and go. So we're really thinking hip to opposite rib, if that helps. Some people like to think shoulder to opposite hip. That works too. I just want you to get out of the habit of thinking elbow to knee. That does not help very much. Good. We got 3, 2, 1, and recover. Awesome, guys. We're going to flip over. Final set of the interval will be your swimmer. Arm and opposite leg in 3, 2, 1, and go. There you go. So the lift is not very high. Just about 6 inches or so off the ground. Sometimes there's a tendency to try to lift the leg very high as opposed to the arm. The reach is important, though. You want to extend, make yourself tall. We got 10 seconds to go. And we have 3, 2, 1, and recover. Nice. All right, so now we're up for that sprawl. So if it's the first time you're doing this, be conservative. I'd keep feet a little wider than hips. We have 3, 2, 1, and go. We're going to shoot those feet back as we bring the hands to the ground. So you might feel a little pressure on the low back if you're trying this. If it seems a little scary, you can stick with your burpee or modified burpee. "20 seconds left. You find your pace. Again, let's start with feet a little wider. Good. Sit, Rachel. Good, Faith. Go, Caitlin. Sit, Becca. Good, Eva. 3, 2, 1, and recover. Nice, guys. All right. So we've got our lateral Panther crawl, first set from your palms and the balls of your feet. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Sure. Thank you. Sorry. Okay. Good. Yeah. That's great. Thank you very much. Thank you. "20 seconds to go." Thank you. You too. Thank you. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and recover. Excellent, guys. All right, we're back up. Second set of our sprawl. Feet a little wider. 3, 2, 1, and go. I'll show you during the break why you might have your feet wider. We'll do a little sports simulation. 30 seconds. Good. Down to 20. So this one is your best shot at getting some good cardio in. 10 seconds. Definitely elevates your heart rate. 3, 2, 1, and recover. All right. Good, guys. We're down for lateral Panther crawl. Last set of the interval. Set your hands and feet. 3, 2, 1, and go. Taking it sideways, so a couple of things can get tricky here. We can easily start going at a diagonal instead of moving laterally. You have to every so often look up, see if there's a reference point you can align yourself with, and we can easily start to hike our hips. 10 seconds, trying to keep that torso parallel to the ground. 3, 2, 1, and recover. Good. All right, that's a tough interval. We're moving on now. Forward lunge with rotation, optional extra resistance. Feet about hip width. 3, 2, 1, and go. Nice big step forward. Pretty deep bend in the front knee and the back knee. But toes pointing straight ahead. Where we get into trouble is when the back foot starts to turn. It's called winging. Now, if you're barefoot, this can be pretty challenging on the feet. It's definitely challenging for balance. 3, 2, 1, and recover. Good work, guys. We're down for push-up jacks. First set. Remember, these start with the feet wide if you're going to do the jack portion. Push-up jacks in 3, 2, 1, and go. So Shauna's doing them with what are called sliders. It's a plastic disc with a little cushioning on top. And it works pretty well on most surfaces, like carpet, wood floor. It's okay on a mat, but it allows her to do this without the impact of jumping the feet together and apart. 10 seconds to go. Neck with spine, solid core, guys. That's it, Brian. Good. 3, 2, 1, and recover. All right. Good work, guys. So now we are back up. Forward lunge with rotation. Second set. Feet hip width. 3, 2, 1, and go. Nice twist as you're descending towards the front knee. So the band is really ideal for this. You don't have to focus so much on holding a weight. You can gently grasp the band. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and recover. Nice work. We are down for push-up jacks, final set of this interval. Feet apart at the beginning. 3, 2, 1, and go. So 2 ways to do these. This morning we've got feet apart at the start. The other way would be feet together at the start. A little more aggressive than our conventional push-up. Main thing is not allowing that low back to cave in. Keep it strong. Down to 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and recover. Nice, guys. Good. We're up. One arm overhead squat. Now your right arm's going to be up the entire time. Feet about a little wider than hips. We got 3, 2, 1, and go. Optional extra resistance. You could be holding a light dumbbell if you like. And we want to concentrate on keeping that elevated arm straight, relatively straight. If you start to bend that elbow significantly, it changes the movement. Really focusing on mobility here along with strength in the low body. Trying not to sink too much into one hip or the other. Usually when the arm's up, it would be the opposite hip. 3, 2, 1, and recover. Good. And guys, we're down for our plank with reaches, reaching forward, side, and rear. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Take your time with your reaches, and your goal is keep your hips level. No rotation. If you're twisting at the hips, you need to consider a wider base or reducing the range of motion of your reaches, making them a little quicker. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and recover. Excellent, guys. And we're up. We've got one arm overhead squat. The left arm is up. 3, 2, 1, and go. So you can experiment with your foot position. See what happens if your feet are a little wider or if your feet are turned out. But the objective here is working on mobility, especially through the mid and upper back. "15 seconds. That's it, you guys. 3, 2, 1, and recover. All right. This is last first. Final set, round 1. Plank with reaches, forward, side, rear. In 3, 2, 1, and go. So breathing is relaxed. Try not to hold your breath. And remember, whenever we're lifting a limb, whether it's an arm or a leg, it's the opposite limb, the support limb, that needs to dig in and stabilize us. 15 seconds to go. Almost there, guys. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. So round 1 is in the books. Now we can all watch the video with the lawyer who couldn't turn off the kitten filter. So sprawls. So if this is sports related, if I'm wrestling and somebody is trying to grab my legs and I keep them close together, it's very easy to wrap them up and to knock me down. So when I'm sprawling, see if I have enough space, if Shauna is coming towards me, then I want to push here. And then she'll keep coming. And I want to jump back. So now she would be trapped underneath. And I would be here. So it's from here to there. Okay.
Try that at home.
Don't try that at home. Round 2, starting with Criss Cross. Legs are up. We make any adjustments we feel are necessary. 3, 2, 1, and go. So we're working that diagonal. Exhale with the lift. Shoulder blades are up. And as you increase your strength, you might be able to twist a little bit further. 10 seconds to go. Take your time, though. This is not something we want to rush. 3, 2, 1, and recover. Nice. And we're going to flip over to our belly. We have swimmers. Lifting arm and opposite leg. In 3, 2, 1, and go. That's it, Julie. Nice, Brian. Go, Eva. Excellent, Becca. Good. That's it, Caitlin. Good faith. Awesome, Rachel. Good job, you guys. 15 seconds. Down to 10. 3, 2, 1, and recover. And here we go. Final set of Criss Cross. Legs are up. Hands supporting head. 3, 2, 1, and go. So in some of the research, Criss Cross is considered one of the most effective ab exercises. Really lights up all of those muscles. 20 seconds. Keep breathing. Good exhales. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and recover. And that's 1 down. So we're flipping over to our belly. Final set of swimmers, arm and opposite leg. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Now the neck stays aligned with the spine. We want to be careful of hyperextension. That would be looking up. That would be lifting your leg way higher or your arm. We got 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, and recover. And we're moving on to the next interval. We got our sprawl. All right, now we know how to do it. We can give it a good shot. Feet a little wider than hips. Sprawls are in 3, 2, 1, and go. Boom, jump those feet back, hips go down. If you're going to give it a try. Just another variation of how to get from a standing position all the way to the ground. That's it. 20 seconds. And now if you like wrestling, you can use this in your next match. 10 seconds. Works well with kittens. 3, 2, 1, and recover. All right, so lateral panther crawl. We're down to palms, balls of feet, knees are bent, moving sideways in 3, 2, 1, and go. Excellent, guys. Keeping neck with spine. Ten seconds to go. We've got 3, 2, 1, and recover. All right. We're back up. Final set of your sprawl. Feet wider than hips. 3, 2, 1, and go. Changing your level. Hands come down, knees bend. The feet shoot back. That's what allows us to get all the way to the ground. Gentle on the hips though, we don't want to smash them into the ground. And then to get back up, we have to push through the hands, engage the core. Good, guys, you're almost there. 10 seconds left. Three, two, one, and recover. And it's 3 down. And here's our final crawl, lateral panther crawl from palms and balls of feet is in 3, 2, 1, and go. Take your time on this one. So this is effective for shoulder strength, core strength, getting a nice stretch in the foot through the Achilles, getting some pretty good work in those legs. 15 seconds to go. We got 3, 2, 1, and recover, and it's 4 down. We're halfway through the last round. And now we're up for our forward lunge with rotation, optional extra resistance in 3, 2, 1, and go. Stepping forward and then twisting toward the front knee. Nice, guys. Good. That's it. Good healthy bend in both knees. 3, 2, 1, recover. And we're coming down to plank with feet wide for push-up jacks. Or you can also do traditional push-ups. Push-up jacks in 3, 2, 1, and go. Let's see what we got. That's it, Rachel. Good faith. Nice, Caitlin. Go Becca. That's it, Eva. Good, Brian. Good, Julie.
Jumping is easier than the slides.
Yeah. Shauna's ditched the slides. 20 seconds. Down to 15. Good, guys. Solid core. 10. 3, 2, 1, and recover. And we are back up. Final set. Forward lunges with rotation, optional extra resistance in 3, 2, 1, and go. Drill 5 last time. So again, try to keep the toes straight ahead. Roughly 90-degree bend in both knees. Finding your balance. If you're feeling a little wobbly, you might want to take your feet further apart. 20 seconds to go. Final 10. 3, 2, 1, and recover. And that is 5 down. And we're coming down for the final set of push-ups with feet wide. Push-up jacks in 3, 2, 1, and go. We're back to the sliders here. So they provide a lot of resistance through friction. We'll have to put that in the video. Good, guys. Keep your pace, keep your intensity, keep breathing. Arms are like columns that bend. It's the bend of the elbow that allows you to get lower to the ground. You got 10 seconds left. That's it. We have 3, 2, 1, and recover. And it's 6 down. And we've got 3 minutes of work left. And we are up for one arm overhead squat with our right arm up. Set your feet. 3, 2, 1, and go. Hips drop back. Knees bend, ankles flex. Now the torso is going to come forward a little bit, but let's not let it come too far forward. Arm stays relatively straight. And even if you're not holding a weight in that hand, you can imagine that you are. 10 seconds. And that's why we don't want to bend too far forward, because if you were holding a weight, it would really take you down. 3, 2, 1, and recover. A little over 2 minutes to go. Plank with reaches. Down we go to plank position. Reaching forward, side, rear in 3, 2, 1, and go. "30 seconds to go." Down to 20, guys. 15 left. After this, just a minute and a half of work. Final 10. Three, 2, 1, and recover. And we got 2 sets left. So, final set. One arm overhead squat. The left arm is up. Feet hip width or wider. 3, 2, 1, and go. So just notice if there's any difference between having the left arm up versus the right arm. Differences in strength, differences in mobility, especially mid and upper back. The depth of your squat. 10 seconds, which way you lean. Three, 2, 1, and recover. And this is last. Final set of your workout is your plank with reaches, forward, side, rear. And it's in 3, 2, 1, and go. Last set. Gonna make it the best set. Nice, Caitlin. That's it, Becca. Go, Eva. That's it, Faith. Awesome, Julie. Go, Rachel. Go, Brian. You got it, guys. Keeping those hips level. 20 seconds left. That's it. Want to finish really strong. Final 10. Digging deep. For 3, 2, 1, and done. Great work, you guys. Some tough ones today. We're going to take just a sec to shake out, sip of water, bring our heart rates down, towel off if you need to.
Got drippies in my bottle.
And then we'll come into our cool down. So good way to wrap up the week. Getting ready for Valentine's Day. Actually, President's Day, right? Isn't that Monday? I think so. I was like, is there still such a thing as President's Day after all this mess? Should we just eliminate that holiday? Okay, so we're going to go, first stretch will be for our chest. And we'll have a hand on the wall. We'll be turning away. Here's another advantage of a band. So Shauna's using the 41-inch looped band. It's tied on a grab bar or a pole. And you can gently grasp it. And as you turn away from it, it increases the stretch. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Because it's pulling you back. Very effective.
I have a tendency to use my chest when I press my hand on the wall. It's kind of counterproductive.
That's it, you guys. You can always use the other hand to monitor what's going on. And you have 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. And we're going to move on. Going to our hip flexor quad combo. Starting in a kneeling position with back flat. We flatten it by tucking the pelvis. Lifting up the arm on the same side as the trail leg. And so we're stretching the front of the hip of the trail leg. And then after this, we move directly to stretching the quad of the trail leg. We got 3, 2, 1. So we'll stand up. We'll grab that ankle of the trail leg. Bend the knee. Heel comes up. Knees are close together. Excellent, guys. And we've got 3, 2, 1. We're going to release that. We're going to go to the hip flexor of the opposite leg from a kneeling position with a flat back and an arm raised. Now we always raise the arm on the same side as the trail leg. And that gets the outside of the hip and what's called the QL. And also all those muscles below the armpit. 3, 2, 1, and we'll grab the ankle of the trail leg to get that quad. Nice, you guys. Heel comes up, knees close together, standing up tall. Breathing's relaxed. And we've got 3, 2, 1, and release. And we'll go to the hamstring now. So from our back, we're going to lift one leg. keeping that knee a little soft. Opposite knee either bent or straight. Depends on your flexibility. And of course, if you prefer to do this from a standing or kneeling position, that's fine. And we got 3, 2, 1, and we're going to switch it over to the other side. Excellent, guys. We'll just do one stretch after this. And we got 3, 2, 1. Good. And how about child's pose?
I was gonna say thread the needle, but child's pose option.
We're gonna do child's pose with a thread the needle option because they're very similar. So child's pose, you're on hands and knees, and you're sitting back with the hips. So you're going to feel a little stretch through the shins and low back, mid back. And if you felt like threading the needle, you would just take one hand and slide it between the knee and the opposite hand. And if you like staying in child's pose, that's great. And we've got 3, 2, 1. We'll go the other direction or stay in child's pose. Almost there, you guys. 10 seconds. And we got 3, 2, 1, and done. Excellent job, guys. We'll get this video up shortly. Thank you for joining us. Have an amazing weekend. We're going to do Beast on 3 with hands in. We've got 1, 2, 3. Beast. Have a beautiful day, great weekend. Hope we'll see you next week. Bye now.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.